It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. So, y'all, self-control. Is self-control one of the fruits of the spirit? Temperance. Now, y'all know how y'all say, like, when you're getting upset, you're losing your temper. You see? You're losing your temper. Now, remember on a recent video, we were talking about patience, and I said, you're losing your patience. Now, these things, when we say we're losing these things, what are we really describing? We're really describing our self-control. That's what we're describing. We're describing the ability to control ourselves. So patience and kindness and long-suffering and all of those things that make up love are all attributes of self-control. Controlling one's self. So if you notice in this world, people who lack self-accountability often want to blame others for the things that they do, the things that they say. They blame other people for it. You see? And remember, Abba said, at the end of this, those who overcome shall receive a crown of life. So think about this. Overcomers. Those who overcome. So this world was made to be overcome. I want you to hear that. I want you to hear it. Everything that you're doing here is vanity. Otherwise, you hear me? I know it don't seem like it, and I know it seems strange when you hear it, that all is vanity. But if you love the Word of God, then you have to accept the Word of God. And the Word of God tells you that all is vanity and vexation of spirit. You see? As long as you think you're a flesh and blood being, then you are actually vexing your spirit and you're doing something of vanity. Because can flesh and blood inherit the kingdom of God? No. No, it can't. So then why to give any attention to it? Well, it's because we believe that's who we are. You hear me? And when you believe that's who you are, you don't have self-control because you're controlling the wrong self. You're seeking to control, put it that way, the wrong self. You're trying to control outward circumstances. Do y'all hear me today or do you hear me? That's the wrong world to be involved in, the outward world. The world of outward appearance. Now listen to the Father and the Son. Do not judge outward appearance, for your Father does not judge like man judges. You hear that? Now listen to the Son. You see how their words are going to coincide? Now, the reason why I didn't say it is because I want you to say it. Do you know what the Son says, precept upon precept, line upon line, to connect those dots that I just told you the Father said? Don't judge outward appearance. Now watch, Yahusha. The kingdom of heaven is not seen with outward appearance, not experienced with outward appearance, for it is within. You see what I'm saying? So if the kingdom is within, then the world that I am to be controlling is my inward world. Now let's see what else the Son said. He also said, outwardly they appear righteous unto men, but inwardly, y'all hear that? You hear the but inwardly part? Outwardly they appear righteous. So they are controlling the outside by what they wear, what they do, what they say, what they eat, what they drink. They deceive you by doing that. Because inwardly they are something totally different than what they appear to be. Like I told you guys about the scarlet king snake and the coral snake. The scarlet king snake is something different than he appears to be. And that's the way it is of the world. And that's why he told you that. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. So in other words, The outside manifestation will fool me to believing that he is like me, but he actually isn't. So the best thing for me to do is to search the inside. Well, I can only search his inside if I have controlled my inside. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and the rest shall be added. So controlling myself, I want y'all to hear this. This is why self-accountability is so important. It is a necessity of life. It is not an option. It is a necessity. It is a must. You must be self-accountable in order to have self-control, because self is the key word here. How are you controlling yourself if you are not keeping account of self? If you are not examining yourself, how can you then have control of self? And how can you have control of self if you are affected by outward circumstance? You see this new wine that we've been given? Do you see it? Ain't it obvious? And do you see that you can't receive this if you are an old wineskin? You will burst if you hear that. Because the old wineskins worship money. They worship material possessions, man. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. What does the scripture say? It says it was a poor man who saved his whole village using his wisdom, though he was a poor man. And nobody remembered that poor man, the scripture says. It says, because the poor man's wisdom is despised and his voice is not heard. Do y'all hear that? I want you to really hear it. Okay, now I'm gonna prove that Abba's word is true. I would be considered a poor man in the world because I don't have any possessions. I don't have all the nice things of the world. I don't have a home. I don't have a house. I don't have material wealth and possessions and all kinds of all that shit, jewelry and all this. And if I was to be on camera, I would appear as a very plain man. I don't have any extravagant things on, and fur coats and all this shit to appeal to you guys. Nice glasses on my face that cost thousands of dollars and all this. You're not going to see that if you look at me. You're going to see a plain man, looking very plain and very humble and lowly, and not concerned with outward appearance. That's what you'll see. It'll be obvious that I'm not concerned with that. Doesn't mean that that my head lacks ointment or that I appear to be fasting or in sorrow or anything like that. It's just that you can tell that the outward appearance ain't what's important to me. Now, are my words accepted by this world? No. They are despised by the world, actually, even though I'm telling the world the actual truth. I'm not lying to you about anything that I say to you, because everything that I say to you is confirmable with scripture. That's why I'm telling it to you, so that you can trust it. You can confirm it and say, the word says that. Now, one of the fruits of the Spirit, is it self-control and temperance? Is it? All you have to do is look in the word and see, and then you look in there and you'll see it, and then you'll go, okay, so he's not lying. In order to show that I have the Spirit of God upon me, I must be able to control myself. I have to be able to control my breath. I hope y'all understanding this so y'all can hear this. What do I mean when I say that, grandson? What do you mean? It means when something happens to you, you're going to respond with your emotional body. I want you to hear that. Your emotional body is going to respond. Now, that emotional body that's responding, that is your wife. You hear me? That's your wife. So your wife is coming to you with her problems and her issues. You hear that? Going, this is going on. What are we going to do? Oh my gosh, this and that and this and that. And then the husband comes in and says, peace be still. Now, is that what you read in your Bible? That's why you read it. So you could know how to do that within. When the storm arises within, you must be able to control yourself. Will you control yourself with the truth? Because the truth is what sets you free from the lie that's trying to scare you. Do y'all hear that? If you narrow it down to why you're feeling the anxiety you feel when things happen, it's a lie is why you feel the anxiety. I'm telling you it is. Every time it is too. So then in order to overcome, as the scripture said, see, and receive a crown of life and live, you have to overcome your fear. That's all it is. That's what it means, overcome the world. You live in the world of fear. You don't live in the world of love. You don't. Now you may be from the world of love, as I am. You see? But as long as you be in the flesh, you be in the world of fear. This world is full of people that are full of fear. They're so scared of losing material possessions, man. I told you that's what they worship. That's what they worship. Look at this latest saga with Kim Kardashian and Balenciaga, and what Balenciaga did with that ad with those children in it, and how she wouldn't come out for a whole week and say anything about it. Why do you think that is? Why? And then when the people started to get on her ass about not responding, she finally did. And she said, I wasn't being quiet because of this. Well, you started your comment by saying what you weren't doing. That means that's what the fuck you were doing. You see that shit there? You see? I'm gonna tell you how I know that. I know that because one day I was looking at a girl. I was a young teenager, and I was at church, and I was looking at a girl in front of me. She was very beautiful, had a very nice body. And I was looking at her body, and my mother, who was standing next to me in church, caught me looking at the girl. And all she did was tap me. She didn't say anything. She didn't tell me why she tapped me. She just tapped my arm. And when I turned and looked at my mom, I said, Mom, I'm not looking at that girl's booty. I'm not looking at her booty. My mama said, I didn't say nothing about no girl's booty. What are you talking about? My mother used wisdom on me, see? She showed me that I was exposing myself. And that's what Kim did. I wasn't not saying anything because of this and this and this. I only said it was waiting because I wanted to make sure I had the story right first before I said anything. The story right? You didn't see them pictures right? You didn't see that court case document on that ad slid in there, right? Y'all feel what I'm saying here? Of course she did, but she was afraid. See how fear working? To lose her material possessions. That's all it was. But the public's opinion, because she's in love, married to Fame. That's her husband. Fame is. And it's all contingent upon you guys, the public. If they can hold your sway, which is your belief in them, then they win. It is you holding them up. The moment you stop believing in that bullshit and stop believing in their lies, then their world falls, because that's what it's built on. Long as you're lying, which is supporting them, you have to lie to support them. You have to overlook the lies, just like I just told you. You have to believe her when she said, I wasn't being quiet just because I didn't have anything to say or anything. If you believe that, then you're lying. That's why it's about self-control. You let her words change how you feel about the truth you know, then you don't have self-control. Someone else controls yourself. Oh boy, I hope you're hearing this clearly. Yeah, I hope y'all hearing it clear. Because I'm giving it to you like I sprayed it with Windex first. I'm giving you the mirror like I sprayed it with Windex and wiped it down with a paper towel first. And then said, look at yourself. You seeing the defects yet? Are you seeing them? You must be able to sit in any circumstance and be content therewith. What does content mean? It means you don't have any adrenaline going through your body. Does it? It means you're not panicking. It means you're not stressed out. It means you don't have anxiety. Because if you have any of those things, then you're definitely not content, are you? But how come it says in the scriptures, I am in any circumstance that I find myself, I am therewith content? Because that is someone who has the fruit of the spirit of self-control. It is the most precious gift if you obtain it. I'm telling you this. It is a pearl of great price to have great self-control, because no one can beat you then. You hear me? I told you, I'll make you cold if you're willing to listen. I'll give you the code if you're willing to listen. Cold and cold. If you're willing to listen, I'll make you strong, powerful. I'll make you just as I am. Because there, where I am, there you may be. We're spiritual beings. I hope y'all hear this. Okay, let me slow down. Let me slow down. We're spiritual beings, I said. What do I mean when I say that? You can go anywhere. Just close your eyes and imagine where, and you will be there. Just close your eyes and imagine, to prove that you're a spiritual being, and imagine yourself there, and that's where you are. Now, we like doing this with consciousness. We like to bring you into where we are in our consciousness, in our thought. See, grandson of right thought. I'm proving to you that that's who I am. I'm proving it to you by giving you the right way of thinking, so that you can get your wife back. That is what I'm sent here to do. I'm sent here to show you how to get your wife back and become one in yourself again. That's what I've been telling you about since I've started talking. Truth and love, becoming married, becoming one. That is what I bear. That is the message that I'm bearing. How to become one with your wife again, so that you can find rest for your souls. In order to find your wife again, you have to go back to the old path as the ancestors did. Abraham, Noah, Isaac, Jacob, Abraham. Those guys. I think we said Abraham twice. To be like them. I hope you understand. Now watch this. What do I mean about how you get your wife back? Return to the old path. What did Isaac do? What was he doing when his wife approached him? His wife Rebecca, when she came to him, which she came to him, she was brought to him. What was he doing at the time when she came into his presence? He was meditating. I'm going to sing the song again. Just close your eyes and imagine where, and you will be there. Okay. Did y'all hear me? Did you hear me? He was meditating. And when he opened his eyes, his wife was there. When he opened his eyes, his wife was there. That's what I'm here to help you guys learn how to do. Because if you can pay attention on the earth, you're seeing what the problem is. It is men and women cannot stay married, that means the house cannot continue to stand. That is a sign that the nation is over with. So since there are a group of chosen individuals, peculiar individuals who were called out of the world, that they be not partaker of the plague of separation. Come on! They be not partakers of the plague of separation, which is the true plague. Because while we're on that subject, let's break it down for them, grandson, so that they know. The plague of separation, what do you mean? My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Y'all hear them words? That's the plague of separation. That is the greatest fear. I want you to tell me right now what your greatest fear is. What is it? Death? Come on now. Come on. Dig in yourself and you'll see that what I'm telling you is truth. Your greatest fear is separation from God. Or what y'all call death. You think if you die, you'll be separated from I am. I hope you hear me. So then what are you saying, grandson? You're saying A person's greatest fear is being separated from their self. That's what they think happens when you die. A person their greatest fear is not knowing that they are. Hear me? That is your greatest fear, is not knowing you are, or in other words, not knowing I am. The Father's name is I am. I hope you know that. So it's being separated from the Father. My El, why hast thou forsaken me? He had to fulfill all things, so he's fulfilling it so that you will know when your time comes that that is your greatest fear, that you will also overcome. What, grandson? Being separated from I am is your greatest fear. In other words, death. When you realize that there is nothing that can separate you from the love, see, nothing can separate you from it. Once you find that out and believe it by faith, then you stop having fear of being separated. Y'all hear me today? And that makes you powerful, because everybody in this world that thinks they want to lord power over you will simply try to threaten your life or threaten the life of someone that you love. That's what they do. They think that's going to stop you from telling the truth or exposing someone or doing something. If you open your mouth, I'll kill you. Or if you open your mouth, I'll kill your family. I'll kill your mom. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll this. And if you believe that lie, see, then you will deny the truth, or you will hide, or you will become afraid. You will be serving fear, in other words. Y'all hear this message today? So it's about having self-control. Self-control. Someone says something to you and you know it's a lie. You don't even respond emotionally. You tell your wife the truth. Didn't I tell you I'm coming here to tell y'all how to redeem the bride? Because that's what Abba told me to do. That's what the words he told to me. He said, redeem the bride, grandson. And so now I told you, I have none of those material possessions. None of those things that you men of the world think that you need in order to have a spouse. I don't have any of those things, and yet I am married to my true wife. I am blessed in my seed, because I have returned to the old path where I have found rest for my soul, truth and love. When I stopped chasing after material things and I started to chase after truth and love, then I lost my fake wife who only loved me for the material things that I had. And once I lost the material things, she left me. Do you hear that? So my qualities of wisdom, self-control, love, kindness, patience, long-suffering, she did not value that. But when I started to seek after those things and let the things of the world go, then my true wife, who valued patience, kindness, self-control, wisdom, soundness, power and might and counsel, she came into my life. So how did I get my bride? By seeking the kingdom of heaven first. Come on, y'all. Hope y'all hear this. Divorce rates are at an all-time high. Men are going their own way. Women are simply hitting the wall. Single mothers, widows. It is projected that by the year, they say 2030, that's what they say, that 50% of women here in America will be single. That's 1 out of 2 women, guys. That's 5 out of 10 women won't have a husband. I hope y'all hear that. It is not good that man should be alone. And yet 50% in just, 7 years from now? I told y'all it's a time of great trouble coming upon you guys. I told y'all that. I told you that. Judgment starts at the house of God. So the family of God will be judged first. Well, I've been judged already. I went through 7 years of tribulation. I lost my family. I lost everything that I had of my old life. Just put it that way. If you can think of it, I lost it. And what did I gain in return? The kingdom of heaven and my true bride and my true offspring, my true heir. This has all happened after I gave up the world. So then how did I obtain my truth, my true wife, my true spouse who truly reverences me? That's the thing, who have chosen that good part with me. Hope y'all hear what I'm saying. What do I mean when I say have chosen that good part? Do y'all remember Mary sitting at the feet of Christ listening to his word, and her sister Martha was cumbered about with 3D activities? And she got upset with her sister and said, "Come help me." In other words, come on and focus on the 3D with me. And Christ said, "Leave Mary alone, for she hath chosen that good part." I hope you hear me. Well, that means in you, brother, there's a woman who will choose the good part of you. But you have to exude it. You have to show it. You have to seek after that first, so that you'll stop being scared to be who you are. Because you can't be who you are if you're serving mammon. You can't do it. You can't be. I want you to know it, brother. I know it's hard. I know it. And I know that the way I speak about it makes it seem like it's extremely simple to do it. It is simple, but that don't mean it's always easy to let go of that world when you think that's your life support. I know it. But as long as you're doing something in that world, you are not able to be the king of this world. You have to choose which one today do you serve. You have to value kindness over gold. You have to value patience over that dollar. You have to value self-control over that hours of labor. Egypt. You have to value telling the truth over Balenciaga. You have to value being honorable and trustworthy over the fame and the riches and glory of men. You have to do that in order to obtain your true spouse, which is what you're really looking for. That's what you're looking for, is to be reunited in one. The scriptures bear witness that this is a mystery. This is what it's all about. Marriage. One. Hear, O Israel. One. Abba, your El is one. It's all about becoming one. What did he pray? That they be one in us, Father, as I am in you and you are in me. Y'all hear me? So that's what it's about. I told you, I've been judged for my error. And my error was about my marriage, guys. It wasn't about the other stuff of life. It wasn't. It was about, that's not what I made when I made you. I didn't make that two one. I didn't make that. You did. You went and got a strange woman. Now read Tobit. What does it say? Don't go get a strange woman, my son. For you are children of the prophets, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Noah. For they all chose wives of their own kindred, of their own house. But y'all aren't hearing that. So you're going out getting strange women, and then you're finding no success, and it's proven. I'm not just saying this to you to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad. It's all proven in the world. Marriages are not successful. Why? Because men are going getting strange wives. You're getting wives that love you for money. You're getting wives that love you for fame. You're getting wives that love you for status. Not for the qualities of your inside. Because you're hiding them while you're chasing money. You have to reverse it. Chase the things that are of value. For everything else is what? Vanity, as I've already told you. Everything else is vanity. I'll give you one last example and then we'll end this message. You get a beautiful woman. You find a beautiful woman. You say, oh my God, man, I want to talk to this woman, get to know her. So you go talk to her. And oh boy, she's interested in you. You go, oh wow, I didn't expect that. Wow, okay, cool. Y'all work out going on a date. Now watch. If you take this woman to a hot restaurant that's hot at the time, like wherever it may be, it's just a hot restaurant in that city at the time, and everybody's going there and everybody's posting about it and everybody's talking about it and everybody going there, then if you take her there, she doesn't care what the hell she's eating, whether it's good or not. She's just happy to be in the fucking environment because of the status and the taking the pictures and doing all that shit. That ain't the woman for you, because she's showing you why she's there. But if you take her to a mom and pop restaurant she's never heard of, but they got the bombest fucking food, and she realizes that and sits down and goes, oh my God, I'm so glad you brought me here. I'm so happy. She can't post any pictures because nobody knows what the fuck it is. Nobody knows what it is. Their food is cheap, but it's good as hell. Now you can build. That's a woman that got some substance. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? I'm using that as an analogy or as an example. You take a woman to Red Lobster, she thinks she's eating something good. You're feeding her trash when you're at Red Lobster. You're feeding her bottom feeders. You're feeding her roaches of the sea. You're feeding her filters full of caked up dust and dirt from the ocean when you give her an oyster. It's basically like taking the air filter out of your air conditioner from 5 years and then eating it. That's what you're actually feeding her. But she's happy to be there because of status. That's the point. I want you guys to understand how foolery that is. That's what you're living with. You're unequally yoked. You get it? So now you have to return to your truth so that the woman who values those qualities will see those qualities in you. And then the rest will be added. So have self-control today and be blessed. Silawam, little flock of Israel.